Hello, Fabulous Taurus. Welcome to your Jupiter Special Horoscope for Jupiter moving into the sign of Libra from September 2016 to October 2017. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. Wherever Jupiter goes, so go your blessings. Wherever Jupiter goes, it brings with it a spirit of expansion, of hope, and of real possibilities into a new area of life. So if you think back to what was taking place last year, or as we're leading up to this, Jupiter was moving through an earth sign. And Jupiter moving through an earth sign tends to be really harmonious for you, fellow earth sign as well. And what this is ultimately is an expansion of heart, an expansion of love, an expansion of fun, an expansion of fulfillment. And it has to do with, on another level, self-actualization. So it has to do with understanding what it is that you're truly meant to do, what's going to bring you joy and happiness, and what's going to help you to feel creatively fulfilled, what's going to help you to feel well used in this life for the things that you like about yourself. That's what this whole last year has been about in some key ways for you. Now you get to live it. Now, as Jupiter moves into a new sign, it is going to start to speak to how you are living your day-to-day experience. So what is it that you're doing on a daily basis? What are your daily habits? What are you working on? What are your work projects? And what is your relationship to not only your work, but your co-workers and the environment that you find yourself to? And what is your relationship to yourself and your body? So all of this is going to be highlighted under a sky like this. As I look at this beautiful move of Jupiter into a new sign, it's going to speak to you, as I said, in these different areas of life. So let's break it down one at a time, and let's start with the work that you're doing and the workplace you find yourself in. If you are self-employed, this can be a time when new clients find you, clients who are in some way bringers of positive energy, bringers of expansion into your life. So they are bigger clients than you're used to having. They bring more prosperity into your life as well. And these can also be clients who in some way help you to see what you can do more expansively, who bring a measure of positive, hopeful energy into your life. Maybe they refer tons of people to you as well. Maybe they're real fans of what it is that you do. They really like your work. They show a certain enthusiasm for what it is that you do. All of this becomes possible with the sky like this. Also, the projects that you work on as well, whether it comes through other people or it's your own self-initiated projects, those projects as well start to feel more fulfilling and more rewarding to you as well, as you start to tap into a more creative spirit, a more optimistic spirit, a spirit that has you looking forward and considering what it is that's going to make you happy. What do you really want to do? And by do, I mean, what actions do you actually want to participate in on a daily basis, day in and day out? Wherever that fits for you, this is where things are going to start to feel like they fall into place really beautifully and really well for you. And so you start to come across projects that are a lot more rewarding. In some cases, they may even be projects that are more personally rewarding to you. So you'll find yourself having energy and having the motivation to work on things that matter to you, maybe in terms of a side business or a home-based business as well. If you have an idea that shows up on a personal level, it'll end up bringing you a whole lot of satisfaction, and in many ways will expand your life and expand your horizons now and for a long time to come. It will at the very least keep you busy, and this part of the sky can suggest being busy as well, especially with the day in and day outs of things. If you are in you work within an organization, you have a certain work environment you go to, this move can be really positive in terms of your relationship with your coworkers and just being in a positive work experience as well and the people around you. Now, I do want you to be mindful because we are going to have in the fall in particular, and again as we move further towards the spring, we are going to have Jupiter and Pluto speaking. Now, of course, I will be here to talk about it as we go along, especially in the weekly horoscopes and the monthly horoscopes as well. I'll be talking about when these planets start moving close together, but as part of Jupiter moving into this new part of the sky, Jupiter will be having, yes, positive conversation with Saturn, standing across from Uranus, sort of setting off a positive configuration there, which can bring really lovely breakthroughs to you in your work, in your workplace, and in your relationships with your coworkers. But there also does suggest some tensions there as well that may need to be met and may need to be resolved. So I especially want you to watch for any power dynamics, particularly as Jupiter speaks with Pluto, and particularly as we move closer to those dates. Especially, you want to watch for any kind of power plays, power dynamics, people acting like your boss when they're not, and games that may be playing out, in all honesty. On a more personal level, this can also be you feeling a disconnect with the work that you're doing and your vision for your future, and you having a deepening understanding of what you desire to do now, so that you can prepare for the things that are truly meaningful for you to accomplish. So as I look at this particular configuration, it does suggest that you do want to be mindful. You know, if you feel like things are not fair, if you feel like there's some manipulation happening, if you're in that type of situation, this isn't going to come as a surprise. You'll kind of see it coming. There isn't really, like, where it comes to that kind of energy, it's not surprise element. But where it comes to things changing quickly and positively, that's where the surprise element takes place. So as much as that energy may be there, whether you facilitate a big change, very possible, or whether all of a sudden circumstances change to your empowerment, also become very possible under a sky like this. It is also possible, as I look at the sky, that some sort of a financial agreement is reached that allows you to break free from a situation. So it might be that you decide to, whether it's a buyout, whether it's a severance package, you may decide to leave a situation that you know is not working for you. And that can be very, like, I want to say enlightening, but what I mean by that really is that you lighten your load in some considerable way, and that frees up your energy to do more of what you truly desire to do with your days. So you want to watch your relationships with coworkers. They can move in a very positive directions. New coworkers can come in as well, with whom you have a strong connection with. That connection can be a friendship connection, but it can also be a romantic connection as well. So you do want to be mindful of that, whether it's friendship, whether it is romance as well. Certainly does pique your interest, and the new people who come in some way do bring with them a spirit of positivity and a spirit of joy. This energy also speaks to what is taking place for you on a level of your health and how you're taking care of yourself. Are you taking good care of yourself? This energy can be a really great healing influence to body and to soul, and especially in relation to the little habits that support feeling better about you. Now, I will say this. As I said, we are going to have that conversation with Jupiter and Pluto take place that helps us to identify what isn't working, so that we can, really prepare for and be open to positive changes and things working out in a more positive direction. And change is very much on this agenda for you. That seems very clear to me here, that you are going to be going through some significant changes. But as I look at this, it is possible that, and again, this isn't going to come as a surprise. It's going to be long-standing stuff that shows up. So if you've been doing something not good for your health for a really long time, or for a while now, this is going to be you summoning the willingness to make a change. This is going to be you identifying that, you know what, this isn't really working for me anymore. It doesn't mean you have to make a change, in a snap. That freedom snap moment is there as well. That promise is there. But this can also be you willing to start to do something about it, which can be huge, okay? So for example, let's say you're a smoker. Everybody knows smoking, not so good for you. Maybe you're not ready to do the cold turkey thing. Honor that. That's probably a good move if you feel like that's not what you need to do. But you may decide that you are going to talk to your doctor. You may decide that you're going to research ways, natural ways, to start quitting, figure out what has worked for other people, and start incorporating little changes to start move yourself, to prepare your spirit to move yourself in that direction. But this can suggest that you start to feel the inconvenience of that habit, and you start to experience a sense that you want to experience change for yourself, for your own sense of well-being. This can be a chance, though, as I look at this, I don't think this is likely, but some astrologers do say, or like to say, that Jupiter moving through this part of the sky can bring fluctuations in weight, can bring weight gain. In my humble experience, I haven't found that to be true. I think a lot depends on other factors that are taking place in your chart and what your ascending sign is as well. You may want to watch the Ascending Horoscopes the Synchronicity University that I did for the Ascendant. You may want to watch your Ascendant to see about that, because that has more to do with the appearance. And so some ascending signs are more prone to weight fluctuations than others. Then maybe, but for the most part, I have found that the changes that happen when Jupiter moves through part of the sky, because you feel hopeful and you feel optimistic about your future, you have a sense of vision, a sense of purpose, a sense of looking forward, the choices you make tend to be more forward thinking, tend to be more future thinking. So you may want to experiment with that a little bit. Yes, Jupiter can bring with it a sense of extravagance, a sense of overdoing things a little bit, being a little bit generous, but that will reveal itself early on. With Pluto there, it will become obvious if that's what's happening, and you will be able to summon the awareness to make any kind of positive changes that you know are going to work for you. This is a really great time to establish any kind of habits as well. So if there's any new habits, health-related habits, daily routines that you've been trying to incorporate, this is a great sky to do that and to notice positive changes all around in many areas of life, especially in terms of your well-being. So putting small things into practice, small things into place, those habits that you put into place now are the kind that can stay with you possibly for a lifetime. What I love about this transit for you, what I love about Jupiter's move for you, is that you come to appreciate the day. You come to appreciate how special the day is, how unique each day is, and you come to use each day to your advantage, learning to live more present in the day you find yourself in as a way to get excited about the future in front of you.